Alrighty, evening everyone. How are we doing today? So, we're back with some more elf painting, and today I think after spending the last stream kind of very meandering and not making a lot of progress, I'm going to try and like blitz through a bunch more of this guy, try and get most of his cloth and the metal done, and at least get it to a point where we're looking pretty good. So last stream I got a bit stuck on his face and didn't make a whole load of progress. What I try to do when that happens, at least his ear holes are sorted, exactly. What I try to do when that happens is do a like a new reference photo. So this, I'll bring it up now to show you guys. This is a new photo I took of him, and then I just whacked it into my iPad and did a really brief sketch over some of the color on the model. So his hair and his green jerkin and some of the metals, just to give me some ideas of what I'm going to be trying to make it look like. So I've talked a fair bit about the different references I use, I think, over the course of the stream, different times. And so this is what I'm going to be working with today to try and move myself forward. So I'll have a new little photo up for me to look at and hopefully give me some ideas. I think it's a good idea if you're, even passingly familiar with Photoshop and stuff. 8-Bit Elliot, thanks for following. Thanks for joining us. If you're passively familiar with like Photoshop or Procreate, if you get stuck on a model halfway through, just whack it into to Procreate and give it a go. It is a pretty big gap, isn't it? I don't know how big it is for you guys. Obviously the photo's been changed a bit, but I feel like at least on my screen it might come up different for you guys, but the face is a lot warmer in like the camera to the photo, and I think that photo to me is pretty close to what it looks like in real life. So I don't know, we'll see how it ends out. I'll try and take some photos at the end to make it look pretty accurate. How you doing, Nathan? Having a good night? How you doing, Seamus? Alright, so I think we're just about ready to go then. Is this bright enough for you guys to see? Hopefully so. So I've mixed up some new colours. We got some new green ready to paint. And we'll see how we go, won't we? Alright, I might actually just rearrange in my computer a little bit. Alright, so we're just gonna like do a bit of a sketch in of the cloth again, and we'll spend probably a decent amount of time today on the cloth and some of the gold to see how far we can get it, I guess. I tend to like grip my models probably too tightly sometimes, so like some of the paint wears off and it stops sticking because of like the oils from your skin getting on the model. So anyway, when I do like competition models, I usually like wrap them in Glad wrap so that my handling doesn't mess them up. Can you see like the paint beading off the model at all? I don't know. Bit annoying. Hello? Alrighty. How are you, Vols? Is the camera showing him up okay? It was misbehaving a little earlier, so hopefully it's not going to be too annoying. Paint off an elf's jerkin. Exactly. Gotta be careful with these jerkins, don't we? So not worrying too much about getting everything the most accurate just yet. Quiblio. Thanks for following. Appreciate it. Thanks for following the stream. Migback, have you added a bot remover to your chat? You've got a whole lot of viewers, someone low followers, not saying your stream isn't interesting. It's just super high for a new mini painting stream. So what happened was with this stream, it's got I don't know what a bot remover is, but I assume it's to remove bots from the chat. I don't know. But after I got the award at Crimson Brush, a guy from Twitch reached out to me to help set up this stream, and I think he's given me like a little promotion for the first couple streams. So I assume like over the next couple weeks, the amount of viewers that the stream's getting will probably sort of normalize a little bit. But for now, I think we're getting a little bit of Twitch help, showing the stream to more people than it probably will normally. So if that is how you're joining the stream, welcome. But I don't know. I still, obviously there's like tons of stuff here that I don't really know what I am doing. So, it's a pretty bare bones operation, to be totally honest. And yeah, we got the nepotism boosts. Exactly. Fair. Strange to see so many viewers as soon as you go live. I literally think that is why. I think we're just getting pushed out a little bit. He said it'll probably happen for the first month or two, and then after that I assume it'll be sort of pretty, just you guys. That's what I'm kind of expecting. Pretty much just you guys. In the chat now. We'll drop down to like 10 viewers. Not a bot. Well, there we go. We like to hear it. Just enjoying the art. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Well, we'll see how we go. As things progress over the weeks and months. Jesus, I feel like this thing is really in my eye line today. I don't really know where to put it. Let's see how we go. Well, thanks for saying it, Nathan. I appreciate it. Maybe I'll send you a message. You can tell me all this like extra stuff I should have set up. Because I really have no idea. I need to work out a way to like get the chat showing on the screen, don't I? Because I feel like when I re-upload these later, like on YouTube or whatever, like no one can see the chat, so no one knows what I'm responding to. So I need to work that out. Not really sure how to do it at the moment. Okay. So we'll try to get our like dark shadows here. Some sort of homepage boost, pitch up a bunch. Yeah, exactly. I think that's it, Seamus. I get a rough idea of how many viewers hopefully we'll get when everything kind of normalizes a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. Over time, I guess, right? Hopefully we still get a bit. Hopefully people actually enjoy watching this. Some people go years on zero. Yeah, well, that's just you guys jumping in and watching, really. So I'm very thankful for anyone who feels like this is worth tuning into. Hopefully you're enjoying it, painting along at home, or just having it on in the background while you're doing something interesting. Probably need to tidy up the hair, so I figured like I'll do this jerkin now, because I'll need to like, you know, tidy things up after I do his hair anyway. Like as in I'll need to tidy up the hair after I do the jerkin. Switch out the brush. Is anyone else at home doing any painting at the moment, or are we all sort of settling in for the night? Oh yeah, of course. I remember you mentioning last time, Nathan. Do some reference hunting tonight. Do you know what model it's going to be? Is it the that mermaid one you showed me when we were at Crimson Brush, or is it something else? Okay, so now I'll try and be just a little more careful with our lights and highlights and etc. Now that we've got the colours sort of semi where they want to be. Tori from Zaba, the full model, Nathan, or is it the half size? Yeah, fair enough, Seamus. If it's the full model, then, you know, that's a beast of a project. If it's a half-size model, it's still a beast of a project. Yeah, nice. Just the bust. It's still a pretty epic one. Nice. Yeah, exactly. It's like a big, it's got big dimensions, isn't it? So I'm going to block in just some dark for the areas that are going to be like NMM gold as well, just so that they're out of the way. I might block in like some rough highlights for them in a sec as well. Yeah, that's a real big one. Are you going to aim to do that for Arc, Nathan? Or is that for further down the line, like guilds or something? One of the two, I assume. See what happens. Pretty busy over the next months. Might aim for guilds. Yeah, fair enough. We got till August for that, so it's more than enough time for making guilds the goal, right? Plenty of time. It's kind of hard to tell some parts of this model, like what is kind of supposed to be metal and what's not. When in doubt, I don't know, just pick one and see how it goes. Yeah, I guess even August is coming up pretty quickly, isn't it? But there's always another competition, I guess. Never enough time. Yeah, exactly. I made a start on my next competition model through this week. Didn't get a crazy amount done, but got a bit done. I can show you guys maybe later, toward the end of the stream or something, once I actually get some movement down on this. Maybe before the break or something. So I think it's supposed to be like he's got these metal plates in the middle of his chest. So everything, these like big circles, and I make them big sort of metal plates. So I think that's what they're supposed to be. It's kind of hard to tell if it's supposed to be cloth or metal. But like I said, you know, it doesn't really matter too much. You just kind of pick one and paint it to look like the right thing and it'll look fine. So, yeah. And then I'll also just block in his little earring here and on the other side as well. They seem like a series of rings. Yeah, I think in the Jody Muir artwork that this model is based off, they're all rings because he's got like a big sort of silver spot in the middle of his chest. So I assume they're supposed to be silver. But again, yeah, like, you know, biggest thing is just choosing one and sticking to it, right? It'll be fine regardless. He's also got like a little strange dangler here on his ear. We love a strange dangler. So Nathan, do you have an idea of what your Tory is going to look like? Like what kind of scheme you're going for and stuff? Is it going to be close to Zaba's original? Is it going to be your own kind of thing? Something in between? Alright, what do we reckon? So that's our rough dark lined in. Then I'm just going to take like a little bit of my, what'll probably be like a warm gold color later, and just put a few little markers like where the highlights will probably end up for the gold, just so we know kind of look we're kind of going for. brush is a bit too pointy. Can Bloodhoof vibes from Warcraft. Okay, cool. I don't know what he looks like, but I'm going to assume it's pretty good. Alright. Whoops. Golden Hour Cow. Like Eric Swinson's one? Maybe? That's like a big Golden Hour Tauren, right? I'm going to assume so. That would be pretty cool. Eric Swinton painted Can's son. Oh, nice. Fools subscribed for 2 months. Oh, what a champion. Look at that. 2-month subscribers. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, so Eric's like the same character's son. Fair enough. Well, I would assume then that means they would be pretty similar, looks or whatever. Very nice. Anyone who's subscribing, thank you very much. Definitely don't need to, but I appreciate it if you do. Oof, I think I need to switch to a new size 2 brush. I'm feeling like this size 1 is too long, a little too long and thin. Tend to prefer 'em a little fatter than this. It's a bit too pointy. Organize that for next time. So again, just sketching in what will be a few little points of light on the gold, but this probably won't be particularly permanent. Like, we'll go back in and fix them up later and all that kind of business. These are 3 little buttons on his chest as well. Let's pick you up. Riveting stuff. And over here, sort of just this line and this line. That brush is not agreeing with me today. Let's try this guy. Getting close to losing its tip. These Raphael brushes I really like, but I do tend to wear through them really quite quickly, which is not ideal when they're not the cheapest things in the world. Whoa. A lot of WoW lovers in the mini community. Yeah, definitely. That is definitely the case. It seems to be like increasingly World of Warcraft and like Magic cards that people are doing their inspiration for their custom sculpts, right? Those two seem to be popular sources of, maybe untrodden ground. All right, let's go back to the rest of him. I might grab another brush though. What do we got? Let's try this guy. Yeah, I think so. It's just good. Big, and they've been around, like those properties have been around for ages. And they have plenty of like art to just mine for something cool, right? Alrighty. So, let's see how we go with this guy. Maybe he will agree with us a bit more. It's the same brush, just a new one. Like the same size. Yeah, more willing to spend the time and money on it, for sure. It's like the Warhammer ones, right? Warhammer's kind of got that advantage of like being the thing everyone knows. But like I think Magic especially has that thing of like it could kind of pass for cool fantasy art, but also like if you didn't know the particular Magic card it's referencing or whatever. But then other people will know what the reference is or whatever. So kind of ticks both boxes, right? Where I feel like a lot of Warhammer ones, like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but to me, like, a cool Space Marine kind of loses some punch if you're not familiar with Space Marines, you know? Like, if you're just coming in clean and looking at a big chunky Space Marine, like, I'm sure you still find it kind of cool. But I think people mostly find it cool because, like, they know Space Marines, you know? Maybe I'm wrong about that, but it kind of feels that way a little bit to me. Very awkward to get into these super recessed parts of his little jerkin here. CVS569, thanks for following. I think I missed that notification, but if you're still around, appreciate it. Thanks for joining. trying to pick out some small spots. Not trying to go very bright with this cloth, so the highlights aren't going to be very extreme, right? They'll be pretty subtle because I want it to stay looking pretty dark. And then I want to try and have like this kind of warmish brown to some of the shadows between bits of cloth. See how, depending on how it looks, maybe I'll need to change that up, but we'll see. His hair is very small, like these little squigglies of hair, kind of annoying to work around, aren't they? How are we doing for time? About 20 minutes or so. We'll take a little break just to give you guys some advanced warning. A break? Yeah, exactly, Timbo. How you doing? You can't just be painting forever. No breaks in Twitch world. There are, trust me. It's got a little timer in front of me telling me how long the stream keeps going for until they literally force you to play a commercial. So I figure, like, you know, I should take a break and stop painting when that happens, so that people don't miss the painting action. You know? How you doing, man? You doing well? Working on any painting lately? Good, perhaps working on something nice. Well, that could not be Vega, could it? Or is that perhaps I'm working something? Perhaps I'm not. Something for Arc, nice. Cool. That's exciting. We all gotta get a move on for Arc, I feel like, man. It's really approaching way too quick, and the stuff I wanted to have done, like, Jesus, who knows what'll get done. Keeping it nice and vague, though. Something for Arc, perhaps. Nice and vague, indeed. Yeah, what do we got? Like 6 weeks? 7 weeks? Something along those lines? Oh, really awkward spots. Trying not to get paint on his chin. Like, I don't mind having to repaint the hair. That already looks pretty dodgy, but I can't be bothered repainting his face. That'll be annoying if I have to. Yeah, still here painting half an elf bust. I was saying earlier in the stream, I did start the next, like, actual competition model this week. So that'll definitely get done by Arc, but it's really more how many other things will I be able to get done besides that one. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully 2. I have some other models coming that I'd like to get done, but whether they will or not is a very much an open question. I feel like I need to start being a bit more disciplined with my time. Make sure I'm getting more painting in each day than I have been. Been a bit too lax since Crimson, you know. Ooh. Yeah, never enough weeks. Exactly. Alright, that's looking good. I think we still need a little more of a highlight here. Not too much, but more. Tried to tell myself that the last couple of weeks. I'm not one for discipline painting, it seems. Yeah, absolutely. The weather's been knocking you around a bit, hasn't it, Seamus? Like, I mean, it was really hot here today in Sydney. It was like 35, but luckily we just blasted the aircon. Didn't really feel it that much. But yeah, I think I need to go back to doing some longer days if I want to get stuff for ARC done, and then I'm going to World Model Expo, so there's like a shitload I'd like to get done for that. That Jesus, that'll take time. Today was cold, but nice change. Yeah, yesterday and today's been brutal. 37 in Melbourne, hey? That's pretty gnarly. Oh. Yeah, it certainly doesn't make working the palette particularly easy, does it? Do you think this green is maybe a bit too saturated? I don't know, maybe I'll have to reassess later on, but can always tone it down a little bit. Sometimes I forget we can just change the color later on. Bring on winter. See, I'm going to be away for 6 weeks of winter, so we won't be copping it that much. We'll be in Europe where it will be hot. And I generally prefer the hot weather to the cold weather, if I'm being honest as well. Probably is not the best for painting, I assume. Yeah, exactly. Busiest time in Europe as well. Absolutely. It's not going to be the easiest holiday of all time, like in terms of crowds, probably. Middle of summer for the Europeans. This green is very watery, very transparent. It's one of the colors I feel like I've not actually, it's one of my favorite colors to put on a model, but I feel like I don't actually have a ton of experience painting it. Have fun with that, yeah. Well, Paris in the first week of July, right? That'll be busy. So, yeah. That'll certainly be something. The last time I went to Europe, it was similar time, I think, as well. So, definitely a busy time of year to travel. But what can we do? That's when my brother decided to get married. Should have told him to reschedule it to a less busy time of the year. So just working up this this green pretty slow. Is everything pretty visible for you guys on screen? I haven't been checking, but I'm assuming if you would tell me in chat if you weren't able to see what's happening. So unless you say otherwise, I'm going to assume everything is looking good. Cool. Good to hear. So you're going to give us a hint, Tim, of what you're working on, or are we keeping it on the down low until arc? Pick out this crease where it's like sort of folding over this metal plate and drop nice and dark. You've been painting a lot of green also? Okay, cool. Fair enough. Well, will you bring it to the meetups, or are you keeping it hidden even from that? But fair enough. Nah, hidden to arc. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright. He's painting Shrek? Nice. That makes sense. Sure. You got a whole big chunk where the spray didn't catch on the model under here in his underarms. That's okay. No big deal. I think like under here it's almost completely going to be shadowed, I think, even though the light's coming from like this side. If you have a look at him lined up, I think most of this will be all shadowed, so we'll see. how it all looks toward the end. We can always move things around a bit. Definitely think this green's a little too green. Maybe I'll need to get some other colours out during the break or something, I don't know. See how we go. See how it looks as we progress. Maybe just a touch too green. Oh, a couple followers, Olivia Purdue 234 and Imagine Voy again. Sorry for missing the notification, but thanks for following, guys. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream if you're still around. I really should pay more attention to that, shouldn't I? Need to go full Twitch, have sounds and things pop up on screen when you get a new follower or sub. Crazy alarms going off. Well, I mean, there's a sound that plays, but I think it only plays for you guys. I don't think it plays for me. If you hear it when someone follows or subscribes, mostly just because I don't want to wear headphones while I'm streaming, and so if a sound plays for me, then it'll go into the microphone and it will double up and sound strange, won't it? So the notifications are backseated to my not wanting to have to wear headphones. Just building up some of these highlights in the folds and creases of this jerkin as we go. Not the quickest thing in the world, but also it doesn't take too long. Isn't Craig Zog my manager? Get him to sort it out. I should. Letting the team down, Seamus. Come on, I don't know how to computer. You need to work it all out for me. Letting the whole stream down. It's all your fault, definitely not mine. Secretary. Need tech support to come to my house and fix all my stream settings. Yeah, exactly. Claire's the one who's doing all the graphic design and stuff. Jesus, this would just look like absolute garbage if she wasn't the one doing all the work, to be honest. The responsible one in the house. Exactly. Definitely the responsible one in the house. Notice how you can't see everything in one shot. That's actually Claire painting off screen. That's true. This could be her hands, right? Not mine. Sorry, I'll have to do a topless stream when we hit more subscribers. Is that the goal? My body might be too powerful for Twitch. I think no one wants to see that. Exactly. Claire does have big manly hands. I mean, I don't know if these are the manliest looking hands. Are they? I think they're just hands. Not a lot of calluses from manual labor on them. No promises for the hot tub stream. That would be hilarious. I would have absolutely no idea where to get a hot tub to stream in. That's the real like barrier, to be honest. Also, this painting, no one wants to see that. Trust me. I guess you don't want to be successful. Sorry, guys. Terribly sorry to disappoint. Oh, yeah. I mean, to be fair, Tim, as you know from meeting both, me and Seamus in real life, I think if you had us both wearing face masks, you could easily confuse our bodies for one another, for sure. Very similar body types. Very similar indeed. Similar height, similar circumferences. Illusions Michael, thanks for following. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could be here, glad you could join us. I can't wear a Vegemite hat though. I really, really do not like Vegemite. I hate it. So, not even once will I wear some merch. It's too disgusting. Oh, ad playing. Sorry guys. I think it's about to start. Davinsa, thanks for following. I lost track of time. So maybe we'll take a quick break while this ad plays. And I'll come back soon. Classic clock ran away from me again. Give us a couple minutes and I'll be back soon, guys. think this will be starting pretty quick. So why don't I take a break? All right, be right back. Hello. Sorry, Tim. I apologize. I still don't really know like what the best way to like run the brakes is, you know. I feel like this is good because at least, you know, it seems like this is probably the way you'll get the least ads, but because at least then you won't get an ad when you click on the stream. And I need to take a break every once in a while to stand up and move, otherwise I'll become like a painter's hunchback. If you get to take them, fair enough. Yeah, I need to pay more attention to the clock. That was an hour, so you know, on the hour usually is when I try to take a break. If I actually pay attention to the clock. All right, how are we going? I was getting annoyed with this other green, so I'm switching to a different green, which is less green and hopefully a little less annoying as well to work with. But you know, hopefully it will all work itself out. This model, I think he's looking all right. He's getting there. There's a few elements that look a bit, you know, maybe a bit jank, but whatever. Ooh, that is a strange colour. That's all right. Looks jank because it's an elf. How rude. Can't believe that. It's alright. I've condensed all ad breaks I should ever take and haven't streamed for 6 months. There you go. It's one huge commercial break. If you've been getting paid like appropriately, you'll probably get like a, I don't know what, $2 or something for 6 months worth of ad breaks. Yep, all in on elf season. When's orc season? I don't know, but I do want to do some orcs. I do have a few orcs. What do I have? I've got that Black Crow one on the boar. That'll be fun. I don't know. There's some other ones I think. I'm trying to remember. Maybe that's the only one I've got. No, surely I've got something else. I don't know. I can't think at the moment. Spirit Orc. Yes, got the Spirit Orc coming. So, there you go. I'll paint that when it comes out. I actually quite like that new Black Crow Orc as well. The bust. The Paladin, Orc Paladin or whatever it is supposed to be. That's pretty cool. Maybe I'll get that at some stage. I don't know. I've discovered that there is this concept that Claire introduced me to last night, which is of like finishing a model and then buying a model after you've finished a model. And so I'm thinking of giving that a go instead of just buying all the models. We'll see how we go. Coffee Aunt B, welcome. Thanks for following. Twitch has been recommending my channel every now and then, and last time you checked in, you're still doing this guy. How long do minis generally take you? That is a good question. Coffee Aunt B. This guy I have only painted on stream. So this is the 6th stream, I think, and the longest one's been about 3 hours, but like, you know, obviously when you're streaming, you're not just continually painting. And the sort of answer is it's hard to say. A model like this, I would expect maybe, I don't know, a week. Like I would paint it in a week if I was just painting it like the way I normally paint it. But this guy, because I'm trying to paint him only on stream, he's obviously been taking longer. So I would expect maybe like, hopefully not too much longer than another 4 or 5 hours, I reckon, if I was trying to really like polish it up. But I think I'll probably try and get it to a state on this stream where it's like close to done, and then maybe it's maybe just one more session of a couple hours to just tidy up. But if it's a model I was painting to enter a painting competition, it would take a lot longer. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Yeah. In the meantime, I've started painting some other stuff off stream, but I thought, yeah, for this guy, I'll try and save him just for the stream to show paint start to finish. Yeah, on the stream. The only minigame I play is D&D, and we generally use Theatre of the Mind, but you've always admired the models. Thank you very much for the comment. I appreciate it. You know, painting the gaming models is definitely a different thing to painting these kinds of like larger scale miniatures where, you know, the purpose isn't really for gaming, it's just to have them on display, maybe to display them in a painting competition or something like that. And I've painted gaming models and stuff like that before. There's a lot of crossover, certainly, yeah. This Claire character sounds like she's trying to sabotage you, by the way. The whole finish one, buy one attitude is rubbish. I agree, by the way. I think she is also trying to sabotage me. You know, sometimes it's hard to tell if she's an enemy or not. But yeah, I mean, I do have a lot of models. I think like there'll be some exceptions to the, if like, I mean, look, we haven't decided on implementing the finish one, buy one rule yet. But if we do, there'll obviously be some exceptions, right? Like a Spira, if a Spira comes out. Also, if a model just comes out that I really want, like I think that'd be an exception. But in general, I think it could be an alright idea. Maybe, especially when I've got like a huge pile of unpainted stuff already. I don't know. We'll see. I feel very, I was telling Seamus and some of the other guys this the other day, but I just very recently bought the STL to a model and had it printed in a weird scale, like a sort of in between, like 1/18-ish scale, and it was the Journeyman model, the Morrigan, and then like it's still shipping here, and a couple, like, you know what, 2 weeks after I paid to get it printed, before it even arrived to me, Journeyman, the company that make that model, announced they're re-releasing the model like in the scale I just paid heaps of money to get it printed in. So I feel a bit brutalized after that, you know. So I feel like maybe I need to, you know, slow it down a little bit, but we'll see. It's not like he listens. I mean, Tim is just talking in pure self-interest, because sometimes I'll buy your old models that you don't want to paint, and you're just as bad as me at buying models and not painting them. There's a lot of collusion going on in the chat. No collusion. No collusion. What kind of life? Exactly. The thing is, it's about quality of life. And like, you know, you want to be able to start a project if the mood strikes you. You don't have to wait for shipping. Come on. We're not about that life. We're about, if we feel like painting a model, we start straight away. We want the options. We like a lot of options. Exactly. Exactly. You get it. Only one talking sense right now. Did you get the Spira, Tim? The Orc? I assume you did. Who didn't? Who wouldn't buy such a magnificent beast? I have been wanting to buy the mercenary goblin, like on eBay or something from a reseller. And so I was thinking maybe that'll be the thing that I use that rule for, like buying the out of production Spiras. Like I won't put that expense on, unless like I finish another Spira or something. I mean, I don't go crazy on them like JC does and finds like all the absolute rarest ones, but I would like the mercenary goblin, and I want Angry Bird at some stage. Another Aussie I didn't even realize. Yeah, of course. Like half the chat are coffee, aren't beer. We're all people from Australia. Absolutely. Whereabouts in Australia are you? We're in Sydney. Absolutely, in Australia. I mean, this is like a weird time to stream. I think, I don't know. I can't imagine there's that many other countries watching. I check the analytics on the stream, and usually there's not that many other countries watching. RTHK54, thanks for following. Welcome to the stream. Rural New South Wales. Ah, nice. My partner Claire is from rural New South Wales, from North New South Wales. Very nice. You got enough internet to watch Twitch in rural New South Wales? Nice work. Definitely a handful of old spirits that tempt me with awful financial decisions. Exactly. That is absolutely true. But there's so many people, like they're so in demand, that as soon as they pop up, they usually just get snuffled up instantly before I even have a chance to put in an offer or something. And, if they're too ridiculous, we don't want to go too crazy on the cost of them. My brain recognizes it as no accent, so I don't even think about it. That's very true, hey. You just kind of so used to it that it's no accent, hey. For sure. Which direction, rural New South Wales, are you in? Are you north, south, west? Can't really get much further east than Sydney, but... Classic city behaviour. You're in the city now too, Seamus, so don't know what you're talking about, mate. Couple hours west of Bathurst. Okay, nice. Jeez. So pretty rural then, I guess. Pied Piper Enjoyer out there, so it's probably not so bad to acquire Bolsaurus though. Yeah, well, Pied Piper's not too tough to find for sure. Your boys at House of War still had it last time I checked. But yeah, I just bought Bolsaurus off eBay, not off eBay, off of Facebook, and it's on its way from the Netherlands, so hopefully it arrives okay and I haven't just been absolutely scammed. But I think it seems to be like the seller seemed pretty legit, so hopefully it rocks up fine. Yeah, but Pied Piper ain't great. 21 verse 7, yeah, fair enough. I suppose that's fair enough. I need me a Angry Bird. That's if Angry Bird went up for sale, that's the only one I would probably pay like a pretty ludicrous amount of money for. I've seen a few Wise Womans go up for like 250, 300 euros, and I think that's still maybe a touch too much for me. But I'd like to paint Wise Woman one day. But Angry Bird, oh, I really want Angry Bird. Such a good model. Gotta get it one day. Pied Piper sold to painted ratio. How many were sold of Pied Piper? Do you know off the top of your head at all? JC painted one of them, didn't he? He's like got a weird black and white one. I'm sure I saw it on his Instagram like ages ago, unless I'm misremembering. I'll rest easy when I've acquired most of the Terrible Kid stuff back catalogue. 520? Yeah, fair enough. 520 is not that many. But I guess it's not that old either. Yeah, I thought so, Tim. I was sure I'd seen one from him. You guys are distracting me too much. I was like all set to make lots of progress today. That's okay though. Makes it a bit more fun. JC painted a spirit color, me surprised. I reckon. Got a bit of dust in his jerkin. Come on, Alfie. What are you doing? Alright. He's got himself an Angry Bird. Bastard. Found one online, I think. I need an Angry Bird, guys. If anyone gets a line on Angry Bird, you gotta hit me up. Let me paint that Spira. I think I'd maybe be able to like find an opportunity to paint one, but I also want one to keep, you know. Such a cool model. Throw it up on Miniature Bazaar. The problem is, what if someone like responds and they're like, yeah, I've got one, it's 250 euro. Then I would feel like I have to buy it. So I don't want to really throw up a post unless I've got the money to pay for it. And right now I don't really think I could swing a sort of over 200 euro on a model. Maybe after I sell something else. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Someone comes in and they're like, hey, you can have this for like 150, 180, 200. I think I probably could afford that, but if it was like 250, 300, I think I might have to give it a miss for the time being. Especially after just being so annihilated by fucking getting the Morrigan printed and then Journeyman releasing it for 80 euro. Oh my god. I was like, the Journeyman, they make that model in like 110 scale and 75 mil. And 75 mil is too small. 110 is too big. So I'm like, okay, I'll buy the STL and I'll just get my own one printed, because the sculptor, even though it's made by Journeyman, the sculptor sells the STL. And obviously they knew that they didn't have a good scale one because they just re-released it. So yeah, it looks like the one they I don't know for sure, but it looks like the one they just released is very similar in size to the one I got printed off, and it was a lot more than 80 euro to buy to pay for the print. That's okay. Like, I can't be too upset, but maybe that's just a bit of cope happening. But I'm going to try and do that for Arc, maybe. We'll see. If all goes well, I certainly wouldn't mind trying to do it for Arc, but it's a big project. Might not have time. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I probably would have the time, like in terms of hours, but it's just whether it would like be too much. Like I don't want to burn out like I did with guilds. Since I'm going to WME, I have a month between Arc and WME to paint, and so I need to get at least like another project in that in between time. And if I go too hard trying to get something done for Arc, it might get in the way of that. So we got to prioritize. I'll certainly make an effort, if it arrives and I'm feeling the inspiration hit, then I'll certainly make an attempt to paint it. I don't know. I'm not sure who else is going down. I think, I assume Liam is. Like, I mean, at one point he said he probably wasn't going to be able to make it, but I assume he'll be there. I think when he found out the date had changed from like April to May, he seemed like he was more able to go. I'm not sure. At one point Joe was thinking of coming, but I'm not sure if he still can. But like Kyle or Jordan, I can't imagine they'll go to Melbourne. I would say Jordan's definitely not coming and Kyle's probably not coming. But I don't know for sure. Who else? I mean, JC is probably coming, right? You'd probably know better than I would. Is Jim and stuff going this time? Nathan's coming? Yeah, exactly. Not from Sydney, but still coming. Jim not coming? Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. Who else? Nat? I don't know if Nat's coming. Provided JC doesn't get the plague. Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't think there's an international competition that's like a couple weeks in front of Arc for him to go to and then get sick at this time. Did you see they announced LVO in October? I think I'm going to try and go to it. We'll see. Like, nothing confirmed, obviously, but I'm going to try. I feel like going to Las Vegas is not the hardest thing in the world to do. And if I, maybe sell a model or two to Verco, that might help pay for the trip. Be cool. Another LVO, yeah, in October. It looks like it's moving permanently to October LVO. It's not just 2 a year. It's like this year there's going to be 2 because it's moving. So 1 year there's going to be 2. But there won't be another one like in January. You know what I mean? That's from the sounds of things. But yeah, it's really stacked in October. Like, if you do, 6 weeks in Europe, you'd be able to do SMC, Golden Demon, and Monty. But geez, yeah, October is getting like a pretty busy month, isn't it? So I wonder if the new LVO will be particularly attended. It's hard to say because, all the Euros gonna want to go to a competition outside of Europe, like just a few weeks before Golden Demon and a few weeks before SMC. I don't know. Australia. Exactly. That's us. When are you going to actually paint this year? Globetrotting. Who knows? The Vi Noma tour. I'm not taking Vi to WME though. And I don't think I would take Vi to LVO either, to be totally honest. Because if they do the same, if I go to LVO for one, and if they do the same rules as last time, I think I would have a different model that would enter the same category. And last time at LVO, they only let you enter one model per category. So yeah, I don't think I would take Vi. I think I would take other stuff. But I'll take Noma. Definitely. For sure. Oh, thanks for subscribing, Joe. What a champ. Rasta, is there a name for this style of painting miniatures? I don't know. I mean, there's a few things you could call it. Like painting models like this that are like not gaming models. I mean, people just call it like display painting, right? There's a few like techniques, I guess, that are going into this model. So we got like cast shadows. So cast shadows is like where there's a really harsh shadow lines on his face. So I guess that's one element. There's probably like other like little techniques, I guess you could say, that are going into it, but really just like display painting, I guess, would be like a nice umbrella term for painting larger scale figures, like just for the sake of painting them. Yeah. Not rubbish lame elf painting. This is like cool painting of cool elves, right? I think that's the official name. And yeah, thanks for resubscribing, Joe. What a champ. I appreciate it, man. Get those Bezos bucks. Exactly. We got to keep bringing you all this same high quality content, painting the same model for 2 months. That's what we want to see. So the shadows are painted. I was wondering that. Yeah, so I mean, hopefully you can see, right? Like as we turn the model, right? It's not getting any brighter. It's painted on. Yeah. So ideally with this kind of painting, coffee aren't be like we want the only, like usually when you take photos of them to like post online or when you take it to a competition where it's being shown off, you generally want to present it in a way where the only shadows on the model are the ones that you've painted in it. So if you light it to take pictures of it, you'll light it in such a way that there's no shadows, so you'll use usually a couple different lights around the model, and so hopefully you'll have basically you want it so that when someone sees a photo of it, the only shadows they're seeing are the ones that you've painted on, and then when you display it at a competition, obviously you can't control that because you can't control the lighting of the place they're being displayed, but the judges or whatever, whoever's judging the competition and looking at the models, they know how to look at them to see what you've done and what you've put into the painting, and they'll usually look at them under a lamp like I'm using here, so that they can sort of see all the stuff that you've put into the painting. Yeah. Hopefully that answers some of the questions that you guys whacked into the chat there. We'd probably end up needing to strengthen some of these shadows down at the bottom of his jerkin to get like a proper cast shadow effect. So what I try to do is like, I'll show you here. So the idea is we're sort of lighting the model so that the light source is coming, basically, if you imagine the light as being where the camera is right now. And so when we turn him, we want all the shadows to line up with that angle, right? So that, you guys hopefully can see that, right? When I turn it, all the shadows disappear. Then when I turn them again, they reappear. Yeah. Paint a little digitally, so I'm curious to see the differences in other mediums. Yeah. Nice. I sometimes will, I was mentioning this at the start of the stream, Coffee. Hopefully I'll just call you Coffee for short. That what I do sometimes if I start getting stuck with what to do next on a model, which I do a lot because I still feel like I'm learning a lot with this, but that I'll take a photo of it and then put it in Procreate on my iPad and then try and like touch it up digitally to give myself a reference for what to do next. So yeah. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I also tend to take photos of the model like with lights shined on it in particular like directions and stuff to give me references to how to paint it as well. Something that old Kragzog there is always talking about what a good idea it is and how he does it all the time as well. So what I'll do is I'll harden the lines here of the cast shadow from this like scarf. And then I think it'll sort of like arc a little bit here. Oh, what's my monitor doing? Sorry. To monitor standby. What's happening? Oh, that was my head in the way of the camera. Sorry. That is what they say about you, absolutely, Seamus. So guys, well, mate, Tim, you don't even know, like you should have been here a couple streams ago where like my camera was just freezing the whole way through. That was pretty good. They don't call me the professional high quality content creator streamer guy for nothing, you know. And I'm sure that's what they call me. I'm certain. Everyone's always saying it. Pro gamer. I don't know about pro gamer. But certainly, I don't know, streamer. Definitely, right? Print you a shirt with that on it. Unfortunately, I don't have a cool design to give you like Nat's one, you know. Why don't you give Seamus a shirt that says handsome and cool and caring lover for him to wear around? That seems like a nice gift. Alright, I'm going to try and... I think we're a bit too light here on this bottom half of his torso. Try and darken it some more. Probably a bit too dark here as well, I think. You only print factual statements. Brutal. He's coming for you, Seamus. That's not very nice. Something for Jordan to wear around. Maybe I can get a shirt that says my mum says I'm a good painter. That'll be a good one. Mig back. How are we doing for time? Another 20 minutes until we have to do another break. Plenty of time. Solidly 6. Fair enough. Jesus. We're getting a bit too excited now, Seamus. Exactly. Everyone wants a piece of him. Gonna just adjust the camera setting a touch here, because I'm not, it's kind of annoying me that it keeps brightening and then darkening when my hand goes out of the frame. Sorry about that, guys. Again, this is the kind of good stuff we get in these professional streams. Heading off. Tim, no worries, man. Thanks for joining us for the stream. I appreciate it. Until next time, man. Hope the painting goes well. Thanks for coming on in the first place, though. I certainly said, didn't I, that I was going to try to like get the cloth to a point where it was close to done, but that's not happening. But it's definitely like making progress, you know? Maybe I should, you know, paint some of it off stream, like the back of it or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you happy to watch me painting the same model for the next couple streams? Or would you rather me move on to something else? In all honesty, I don't know if your input will really be taken on board. It might just end up being what I feel like doing. But I'd like to know regardless. Maybe I will, depending on what you guys want to do. I really don't know. I figured like it might be good to show you the whole model start to finish, but also like there's a lot of boring, repetitive nonsense that you do like when you get pretty deep into a project. 6 more streams on the back, let's go. Yeah, exactly. Like, do we all really want to watch that? Like, I don't know. And admittedly, like, I'm not necessarily trying to get this guy, like, you know, highest possible painting standard or whatever. Like, I think if you're doing that, like a whole competition model on stream, like, it'd be insane. Hey, what's your name? Thomas Winslow. Hey Jordan, how you going? Nice warm, cool contrast, indeed. We love a bit of warm, cool contrast, don't we, folks? It's our favorite. It's given me a bit of an appreciation for Deno being able to like pump out how much like progress he does on stream. Because Jesus, like I feel like you guys just watch me and I'm doing the same thing over and over again. Where he would have finished like 6 models in the amount of time I've done 6 streams. You know what I mean? You resent the label of nerd. You're just a plain old loser. I understand. That's so true, Seamus. So true. There's definitely a ceiling to the Deno method, but who cares about the ceiling when you paint 800 models versus 3? Well, the thing is, there's a ceiling for some of us, but exactly, as Jordan said, imagine what he could do in this time, like, compared to what I'm doing. Ridiculous to think about. Let's not even think about that. And obviously we won't... it goes unspoken that what he could do in this time versus what I could do in this time is paint a worse model, but faster. Am I right? I'm going to, I'll tell you what, after this model is finished, I will, the next thing I do on stream, I'll do, well, don't hold me to it, but the next thing I'll I'll maybe do on stream is paint one of those Torbjorn Priscilla busts, and I'll try and finish the whole thing in a single stream and see what that ends up looking like for me. Like, what's a finished model in like 3 hours that I can manage. I think that'll be fun. Looking maybe a little bit flat in this cloth. I don't know. Yeah, probably. Yeah, this is a positive stream, Seamus. Let's chill out. Positive place. Let's keep it light. Keep it light. How are we going for time? Eight minutes or so until I have to run another break. We can stretch that out a little bit. Oh, good idea. Really good idea, Jordan. So, I don't know if I have much to say about what we're doing at the moment, really. It's just keep trying to work up all this cloth. Where are we? Here we are. Probably need to brighten some of these parts of the shoulders here. And just here maybe. But I think it's looking alright. Certainly looking better than at the start of today's session. Of course, happy for any feedback anyone wants to give. You're more than welcome to. Except for you, Jordan. What recipe are you using? You gotta break up this green, it's green, and I say that as a green enjoyer. You think so? I'm not going to. Is that your feedback, Seamus? No, he's gonna be 2 colours. He's gonna be, well, 3 colours, I guess. But nah, he's, I'm not changing the cloth really. I like the 2-tone. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But happy for thoughts. Awful choice, terrible. Oh, that's sad. This is not very constructive feedback, guys. Come on. Probably only get a little bit. Yeah, a lot of shadow would come over this shoulder. Let's block some of that in. I hope it's okay that I keep piping up to ask questions. Do you risk getting hand issues with figure painting? I'm currently getting myself, and I don't want to risk anything that strenuous. Yeah, definitely keep asking questions. I'm happy to answer them. Absolutely. Ignore all these other guys just talking absolute nonsense in the chat. Well, shit. Sorry. One sec. What's happening? Ah. I think a ad just started. Sorry, guys.
Oh, it hasn't for me. Oh,
Well,
it
whoops.
has
Sorry, guys. I'll be right back. Let's just take a quick pause. Alrighty. Sorry about that, guys. That just came out of nowhere. Really doing well with the keeping track of the timer. So what's Nathan said? Short answer is yes. There are ways to mitigate it. Good posture, good bracing of your forearms, risk-taking breaks will go a long way. Pretty much that is the answer, really. You know, painting can be like a bit of, you know, damage to you know, your posture or your wrists or whatever, but as long as you you have good upright posture, I think it's all right. I use these little like cushiony things that you can get for my elbows on my desk, so that my elbows just are always on my desk, so I'm not having to look down too much, so my back's not too hunched, so I can paint for long times without having to stop. Painted through chronic pain in wrists and forearms for years. Yeah, there you go. I have not watched Daredevil Born Again. Alois Flynn. Thanks for following though. You don't like the green? Come on. Come on, guys. Let's get real here. I don't want to hear it. In like mid last year, I was painting like a lot, like sort of 10 hours a day in the run up to a competition, and I started getting pretty bad back by the end of the day, but I've sort of changed my posture a little bit since then, and like it's not been as bad. And I think, yeah, just doing a break once an hour to stand up and move around is kind of the way to go. So, yeah, definitely. All right. Well, it's going to be broken up by the gold in the in these rings. You know, that's what's going to break it up. Yeah, fair enough. I think there's definitely ways to paint for good amounts of time. You just got to be aware of it all. How about we put a little bit of this gold in, just so you guys can stop talking about the green. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'll actually do very much of this. At least not at this stage. You're dumb and wrong. Yeah, stretches are your friend. Need a warm and cold green, not this crap. Well, the idea is I'm gonna warm the shadows more to like a red, or maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll do more purplish color. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I actually quite like the way it's looking. And you know what? You guys don't know what you're talking about. The shoulder pad needs to be red brown. It's yearning for it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with him being mostly green. We'll see when it gets closer to the end. If it needs changing, if it's too much, I'll change it. But for now, we're keeping it green. Super tough to take breaks and do stretches when you're in the zone. That is true. You kind of don't want to stop. Can you spit on food? Don't know why you guys are so anti the green, you know? I think it looks cool. We'll add more color to him in the shadows and stuff, you know? Yeah, I think like I got the I got a watch that tells me to stand up every hour, so as long as I'm trying to do that, I think I'm getting in a little bit of a break. But yeah, I definitely find it hard to actually follow sometimes. You can lead a miniature painter to go through, you can't make him drink. This is not a competition model, you know what I mean? Like, he's just a guy. He's just some guy. Why is it the same color? Because I want it to be. We will differentiate it with well, look, to be honest, I'm not going to spend that much time on it, but the answer would be like, what, you texture it differently, right? This is historical. Exactly. We got to get the. Well, if it was historical, shouldn't I be matching the historical artwork it's based off of? And it's just all black. There's no differentiation of color, like on the whole model. It's just shades of grey, really, except for like one spot that's red. That's not even part of this bust. Usurping is not profitable. Exactly. He can't afford different colors. That's the thing. This guy cannot afford more colors on his outfit. Put fries in the bag. No, bro, no one cares about you usurping. I know better than to put much stock in anything you have to say in this setting, Jordan. I think can't trust you. Another question: what brand of palette do you use? I assume it's a wet palette. Yeah, it's a wet palette. It's a red grass one, but to be honest, coffee aren't be like just use whatever. The brands don't really make a giant difference. You can make them as well. So yeah, you know, it's not a thing to worry too much about in terms of like what one to get or whatever. Just get whatever one's available, I'd say. But the red grass one's a nice size. Yeah, fair enough. Exactly. But I like the red grass ones because they're pretty available, like, and it's a good size. They're not exactly hard to track down from shops and stuff. I mean, this gold's not exactly looking like anything, to be totally honest. Is it? Nothing wrong with a paper towel. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know why you guys are being such haters on the single color cloth, you know? Yeah, I like the this reusable red grass paper as well. I'm super used to as well. And now I just like the feel of it. Like I've gotten used to it, so I don't really use baking paper anymore. I mean, nothing wrong with it, but I find like once I find something I enjoy, like I'll just stick with it. Is everything looking good? Good. I think. All right. I think we're losing a little bit of our lighting on this chest, so I don't know. At least in some spots. Bit too bright. What are we thinking? Getting somewhere? Still want this cloth to read is pretty dark. I think I'm maybe, well, look, we can always overlight and darken it back if we need to, if it doesn't look right. how's the elf doing? Yeah, not too bad. Inferno, thanks for joining and tuning in. Alright, I feel like he's getting somewhere. As always, a lot of back and forth. Some spots looking good, other spots maybe so-so. But it's certainly getting somewhere. Certainly getting somewhere. Same as normal, just the Raphael 8404 number 2. Same as always. At least on this guy. Nice. I like him. You know, I'm finding like I'm probably wearing through them a bit too quick. That's maybe my main complaint with them, and they're not the cheapest brushes in the world. I gotta try some more new stuff, I think, at some stage, just to give myself some options. But I was saying before, like with the wet palette, like once I find things I like, I generally just get comfortable and don't want to try out as much stuff. Yeah, paint a lot, but still, like you don't want your brushes to wear out too quick, because like these are what, $35 a brush or something, and sometimes I'll wear through them like in a single model. You know, it's like as if the model was $35 more expensive if you wear through a brush every model. Not quite that bad, obviously. And like if you wear through them, like you still use them for other things, but still got to get a new one. So yeah, lately I've been trying to think about, you know, how to make things go a little further. Yeah, definitely not cheap. How are we looking? Yeah, I guess so. Certainly getting somewhere with this cloth, certainly. But definitely won't get the model quite to like a as much of a completed spot as I would have liked to today. Don't know why I would even think I could do such a thing. But I'm not disliking where it's headed. So, yeah. Too busy talking. Yeah, exactly. You guys are too distracting. How long have we been going? 2.5. Probably go for another half an hour. Can give you a little look at the new model I started through the week, if you like, before I go. New Spira. That one won't really be painted on stream. Maybe once in a while, I guess I could do something small on it on stream. Go to midnight again. I don't know. I don't think I have it in me today. New Spira. New old Spira. Yeah, exactly. So you guys just having a little look at him from a distance to see how I looking. Not too bad. Part of me thinking that Orc Hunter better than spinning my wheels on Loon further. Yeah, fair enough. Not a bad idea to start something new, Seamus, if you're struggling, I think. Especially if you're not making a lot of progress on him. I mean, I liked the last photo you sent me. I thought that was good. Like, it was looking nice, you know. Like, it seemed like there was a little bit of progress. Love how you can tell how much time it's been going for with the stripes. Yeah, I guess. I'm usually not a big hand painter, to be honest. I don't know why I've been doing it a lot today. Sometimes it just happens. Usually I use paper towel. There's like some cloth next to my my palette. See? That I use more than my hand. But the hand is good as well. Do you have an idea what you want to do for the Orc Hunter, Seamus? Like colour in mind and all that stuff? Yeah. Need to plan more? Fair enough. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, this guy, I had a bit of a plan. Really, it was just something's wrong with it if you never start. Really, the plan with this guy was take the lighting photos, pick a color, paint the face. I thought I'll do like that original artwork, but just not black and white. That's why he's green. But on the Spira that I started through the week, like I've got a decent plan, but it's kind of evolving as I'm painting it a little bit. So, like it's definitely changed a fair bit as I've painted. Color of some of the birds has changed of what I was thinking. A few other little things. I think, going with a good plan, but also like to leave yourself room to change and stuff. Yeah, the cracks are annoying, are they? They're just annoying. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine the model's going to like split apart and explode. You know what I mean? But I get what you mean. It does give one a little bit of concern, doesn't it? Certainly hope not. Yeah, showed up after priming. Yeah, that's true. Maybe like there's some moisture getting in, or I don't know. It's very strange. Very, very strange. Yeah, it's a really a bizarre thing. Like I've never really seen anything like it on a model before, so don't really know what to tell you. I don't have any advice. Mm. I can't yet. Really hard to know. Hey, have you looked it up? Like, Googled it, see if anyone else has ever had a similar problem or anything? So, switching off the cloth for a bit just to dial in a little bit more of this metal. I don't know. I wasn't really too thoughtful about what I was going to do with the metal, so it might look a little strange. And just get some ideas of what it might look like. Yeah, I should ask some more people, see if anyone else has had the same issue on the same model, maybe. Who's painted one? Liam? Liam painted a orc hunter. Maybe shoot him a message and see if he's had any similar issue. JC has, yeah. Check with him too. I don't think I remember seeing JC do a orc hunter, to be totally honest, but there you go. I'm sure he has. It's a spirit. That's all he paints, isn't it? These days, pretty much. Antonio Panella, thanks for following. That was a little while ago, but if you're still around, thanks for following. Oh, well, fair enough. There you go. I definitely remember the Pied Piper, but I don't remember the orc hunter. Hey, there you go. I wouldn't mind painting one of those, but I don't have the model. Maybe one day. You know, I don't mind the orcs. They're just not as good as the elves. As we all know. How many elves has Spira done? 2? 3? And how many orcs has he done? 2. But then he's done a bunch of goblins. The thing is, like, obviously I like mercenary goblin and lots of other ones, but Elf Rider is pretty fucking good as well, you know. That's a pretty good model, man. It's a pretty good model. He's done enough elves. You don't like him? Come on. We all love the elves. Get out of here, Joe. You don't know what you're saying. Let's get this green. Fair enough. I think the one you did, the Elf Mercenary, it's got a tough face to paint. It's difficult to make look really good. Definitely difficult to make really good. His name, well, the one I'm doing now is not super paintable. It's tough. It's really tough. But I know what you mean. Like, obviously, most of his models are very, very easy to do. Dungeon Friends Elf is the best of the 3. I really like the Dungeon Friends Elf face a lot. I think it's really good. It's one of my favorite parts of the whole model. I like it a lot. For sure. Barbarian's probably the best, right? Do we like the Barbarian face the best? I don't know. So I'm just going to try and, do something to the gold so that it's, it's got some sparkles and stuff in the right spots. Color will probably have to shift around a little bit, but that's probably where I will leave it for the stream when I do. Just once I've got the gold looking a little more gold, I guess. Wizard is good. Yeah, that's true. Same with the I like the Hobbit, I like the Dwarf as well, but to me the Elf and the Barbarian are my favorite parts of the model. Jesus. Nearly dropped him. Just putting a little bit of this warm brown as a bit of a, I don't know, little glaze, little filter through some of these shadows on the armor. That's sort of how I had imagined it when I was thinking of ways to paint it. Have some of these like sort of warm reddish, brownish sort of shadows to the model. See how it looks. Maybe not the most visible thing in the world on the camera, but I feel like it's making a difference to me when I look at him. Alright, not too much longer, I reckon. A few more minutes, see what else we can get done, and then we'll probably get ready to call it, I think. Good progress-ish after last session, like where barely anything changed on the model. At least we got something to show for a couple hours work. Good amount of progress. We got some kind of scratch here on the metal that I didn't really notice in Sculpt before. Just here. I mean, metal doesn't look particularly interesting, if I'm being totally honest. You'd scrap the green? Why are you guys hating on the green so much? It's a real green haters day today, I think. Definitely more green than I want it to be. I will say that. As in, I'll probably darken it, like desaturated it at some point, because I think it's a little too bright. I wanted it to be a bit darker, but actually it does look nice. Repaint his hair green. I am in support of green, but I feel my opinion may be discounted due to not being a figure painter. This feels like eating a bowl of sugar, it's too much. Well, the idea was to have him pretty monochromatic, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to have a lot of color. But I do think right now the green is probably too intense. Like, as in it's too saturated or whatever. Originally the idea was it was closer to black. Like a blackish green. And so it's probably gone a little overboard, but again, we can turn it down whenever, right? So right now it's just a matter more of I guess getting like the light and dark looking right than necessarily the color. Yeah. Hit it with some Nuln oil. Oh my god. What a piece of advice. Yeah. Jesus. Insane level advice. She's really pleased with herself. I can hear her laughing. Zoom him out a little bit. Not bad, not bad. Green's maybe a little flat at the moment. His eyebrows are a bit grey as well. Jesus. They need to change colour. I'm sure she does. Alright, I'll probably leave him here for tonight, I think. I can feel myself like starting to paint without much happening, you know? Just pushing paint around on the model without actually doing anything. So that's probably a good time to say that's where I'll call it for today, for this stream. At least till I get an idea of what I'm doing next. The only green that will fix this utter tripe is simple green. Oh my god. Jesus. That's brutal. I just wish more of it was that colour. You guys are the worst. What kind of friends are you? Just the worst people in the world. Straight up jerkin and green. Pal Phillips, thanks for following. Welcome to the stream. You're catching us at the tail end. We're just about to wrap things up though. But we'll paint more soon. My green. Straight up gherkin it. Jesus. You guys are having too much fun now. Now I know I have to end the stream. Lest you enjoy yourselves too much. We wouldn't want that. Would we? Definitely not. Alright, well, I think we'll call it here. You would like to have a look at my Spira? Here, I'll bring him on the screen for a sec. Or her. There we go. What do we reckon so far? I'll zoom out a little. Pretty good. That's it so far. Still very early on, obviously. No green so far. Lots of red though. So definitely needs more green. Funnily enough, I had the little birdie, this one. That was green at one point. Was it? I don't know. I can't remember. Her eyes are green, so at least there's some green to make you happy. Yeah. Bit of green will be nice. Also some green down here on the bottle. The Prussian bastard, thanks for following. It was red, sorry, you're right, wasn't it, Joe? My apologies. It was red, and I changed it to blue. It was, yeah. The bird was red. It is now not red. but her eyes are green. But I was thinking the other day, do I want to keep her eyes green? Maybe they'll change color as well. We'll see. Maybe they'll go to blue. But I don't know. We'll see. Looking pretty cool. So they're the sort of two things I've been working on lately. Nice. Well, I think it has red leather to Alexi. Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's why you guys are going so crazy. Anyway, pretty good session, I think. Good amount of progress. I think the jerkin was not really looking too great. Raid someone. Oh yeah, that's what you do. What do we get? Thanks, Coffee Aunt B. I'll definitely do streams this time every week, and then other times sometimes. That's a good schedule for you. So yeah, many more questions. That's no problem at all. We'll catch you all next time, shall we? Thanks again for jumping on. I'll see you all again soon. Bye.